Hey, thanks for joining us on our weekly look at our other favorite football leagues. No Malaysian football to talk about this week. They are on a Raya break. When does play resume, Des Corkill?
After Raya, but the big news this week is the World Cup qualifying group, which was very, very interesting. Guilherme de Paula gets his first call up. The Brazilian-born is now eligible to play for Malaysia. He joins Liridon Krasniqi and Mahamadou Samare, Matty Davis, Brendan Gann, etc. Sam Somerville gets his first call up as well. He probably
Junior
won't get
is back.
Starting. Junior Elstall back after making it to the FA Cup final with Chonburi. So suddenly there's a physicality about the Malaysia national team, which I think can stand them in good stead. They might lose a little bit of pace, but you add Safawi, Lukman playing in Belgium as well, and there's a physicality and an experience to the Malaysian national squad ahead of these World Cup qualifiers that might just enable them to cause an upset.
Actually looking forward to Malaysia playing. I can't remember when I last said that. Seriously. It might have been the Mokhtar days. I am that
old. To be fair, I think in recent years, the national team pulled out some really good results under Tan Cheng Ho. Let's not forget when Raja Gopal was in charge as well. We saw some good wins there.
True. So, but we don't get beat 12-0 anymore. That's the main.
We don't. That's
only 10. It was only 10.
All right, mini Malaysian football bit. There you go. So let's have a look then at our first protocol is Germany, where they played their FA Cup final on Thursday night, Friday morning. Leipzig 1, Dortmund 4. Bob Holmes, Jadon Sancho, and Erling Haaland. Both actually, Jadon Sancho got a brace, became the youngest player ever to score a brace in German Cup football, and then Erling Haaland got a brace and beat that record, being the youngest. Don't you just love it when things work out?
Good win for Dortmund. They've got a lot of fans around the world, Dortmund. I think they've got quite a few in Malaysia. I think they're most people's favorite German club, because they're a good, honest club. They've got great support. They give youth a chance, and they try to play attacking football. Those boxes, they tick them all. And they've been underdogs to Bayern, and they're only just into the top 4 now in the league, which is critical for them to get Champions League qualification. I think we mentioned it on the show before, to attract these young players like Sancho and Haaland that they buy for 20 or 30 million and then sell on for, in the case of these two, at least one, over 100 million. And that's basically their business model. So if you take away Champions League football, you undermine that business model. And unfortunately for them, winning the German Cup doesn't get you into the Champions League. But they're in 4th place now, and they're on a roll. They've surged just at the right time. And with this, with the benefit of this win, this cup win, they're probably favourites to make it now and get in there. So that might also affect the thinking of both those players I mentioned, Haaland and Sancho, whether or not they stay with the club. As far as Leipzig are concerned, it's another missed opportunity for Nagelsmann, the much lauded German coach who's going to Bayern Munich, and he's ending on a bit of a downer because he's 10 points behind Bayern in the league, and now he's lost the cup. So he's still not won a trophy. So he's going there with big raps, he's the next big thing. He's only 33 years old, but still can't win a trophy. Yeah. So all eyes will be on him at Bayern next season. That's for sure.
Yeah, and Upamecano, also Bayern bound, was totally showing up in that game. So bit worrying because, Craig, you mentioned there's a massive transfer fee paid by Bayern to Leipzig for Nagelsmann. He's not come with trophies. Normally, Bayern managers all have won everything elsewhere, haven't they?
Yeah, it's an expensive punt, but I think if you see the last couple of
20 or 30 mil, wasn't it?
30 mil, I think it was. But if you see the last couple of appointments, none of them have come with trophy-winning CVs. You look at Niko Kovac. I think was the first, and he was a young manager as well. Not as young as Nagelsmann, obviously, but he was a young manager as well. They gave him a chance, ex-player. He didn't do the business there. Hansi Flick came in and didn't have a senior
club career.
Club career. Yeah. But he came in, won them trophies. And leaves with his reputation, soaring through the roof. So with Nagelsmann, it's a tough one, because it's a lot of money that they paid for him. If he would have paid 30 million for a player, I think everyone would be turning heads and thinking, well, this got to be some player. So for a manager to do that. But for me, how I look at it is that Bayern Munich have paid this kind of money for him. They have to give him time. I mean, they can't be, if it doesn't work out in the first year, they can't be, I know. I know how you feel. But I'm just saying, it only makes sense to invest that kind of money in a manager if you give him that long-term planning. He's a good manager. He is. But I just have this little bit of feeling that it's come a little bit too early for him. He's going to go into an environment where players have won World Cups. Players are elder than him. You think of your Müllers, your Lewandowskis, and getting that kind of respect from these guys. I don't think will be that easy. So he's gonna face a few problems there, I feel. And if you're a betting man, then put a little wager on Dortmund next season, I reckon.
Yeah. Are Bayern going for their 10th next season, or have they already won 10?
20 now, aren't they?
Oh, yeah.
No, nine in a row it is.
Nine in a row. Yeah, sorry, that's what I meant.
Celtic and Juve were 9 in a row, and they both failed. So the 10, it takes some getting.
All right, here's a look at the Bundesliga top 6 for you then. Bayern confirmed champions. They were champions last weekend. And Leipzig, 10 points behind. Wolfsburg, Dortmund currently in 4th. Of course, Eintracht Frankfurt are just a point behind. And looking at the weekend's matches, the one that jumps out here, Des Corkill, Leipzig against Wolfsburg are two teams that, they'll want to solidify the Champions League spots, won't they?
Well, can I actually take issue with you and say that the one that shouts out for me is down at the other end of the table, where Hertha Berlin take on FC Cologne. And there's two big teams there who are deep in relegation trouble. How Berlin, the capital, the official capital of Germany, can't get a decent team is beyond me. Union Berlin are the best at the moment. Hertha Berlin, though, 34 points. Cologne, 29. If Cologne lose, they're virtually certain to go down. Werder Bremen are in that battle as well. Sorry to move away from that Champions League focus.
No, carry on. I'm showing the table as you speak.
Big clubs going down in Germany isn't such a big surprise these days. Other than Dortmund and Bayern, there is a rapid transition. Stuttgart have been down, Kaiserslautern have been down, Cologne have been up and down, Werder Bremen, they're in the relegation slot. Berlin have been up and down as well. So it gets quite tasty in the German leagues. Take Bayern Munich out of the equation, and it is a very competitive league where economics doesn't play as much of a part as it does elsewhere. Bayern Munich apart.
Yeah, well said. Once there's Corkill. Another look at your weekend's fixtures in the German league, and we go into our first break. Back looking at Spanish football, where on Wednesday, Atletico Madrid beat Real Sociedad 2-1. Atletico move a step closer to becoming Spanish champions for the first time since 2014. Much needed win. They've been stuttering of late, Bob Holmes.
Yes, but thanks to Barcelona blowing 3 points against Levante, 2-0 up, cruising after half an hour, and ended up drawing 3-3. So they actually lost 2 points. But that was a game they were banking on winning, and they'd be very much in the race now. But it's looking extremely unlikely. And Real Madrid are the ones who have the best chance of challenging Atletico right now, thanks to their 4-1 win last night at Granada. Atletico beat Sociedad on Wednesday. Sociedad in 5th place, so this was a fairly tough game. They edged it 2-1, and it looks as if they've revived just in time to actually get the title, thanks to slip-ups by their rivals, it has to be said. I can't believe that Barcelona let that one go. That was
sums up the season, though, Bob, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it? Really, I thought they, about a month ago, my money would have been on them. Actually, they seemed to have the momentum at the time. Messi was scoring. Messi is far and away the leading goal scorer again this season, with 28 goals. And the next is 21, I think. So they're heavily reliant on Messi again. But Atletico have inched their way to the title by the looks of it. And to be fair to them, they actually have a better goals difference than Real Madrid. So they do score occasionally, Des.
Yeah, but the head-to-head, if it's level on points, Madrid go top.
Well, that's what gives Madrid the chance, isn't it? Yeah. But if it's in Atletico's hands, if they win their 2 remaining games, and they're fairly comfortable, one's against Osasuna, a mid-table side, and the other against the side in the relegation battle. I'm just looking to see my notes. It's against
Valladolid,
Valladolid, who are in 18th place. So you'd bet on Atletico winning those 2 games, wouldn't you?
But Real, Craig, would look at this and they'll fancy this, wouldn't they? Because I know it can be settled this weekend. If Real don't beat Bilbao, that's probably their biggest game in the run-in. Athletic Bilbao. But Real, they know how to play this. Zidane, he's not going to finish trophyless, is he?
It's going to be interesting. I think if you go what Bob says and look at the last 2 fixtures for Atletico, it's going to be very hard to see them dropping points. But as we've seen over the last few games in this title race, at one point it seemed that none of them wanted to win it. When Atletico dropped points, Real weren't capitalizing. Same with Barcelona, and it just looked like all 3 teams didn't want it. However, now I think after the week's results, rather, we've seen obviously the 2 Madrid sides kind of pull clear. I think it's very hard for Barcelona. I like Bob backed them a few maybe about a month ago, but it looks like it's going to be very hard, very difficult for them to win it. So it's going to be, the title will be going to Madrid, in my opinion. And I've just got to back Atletico for this, with their fixtures. If they don't get maximum points from the next 2 fixtures, I think they look at this and say, what a chance this was. I think the Bilbao match for Real Madrid is very difficult. Yeah, it's a tricky, not very difficult, but it's a tricky fixture. And the thing with Real Madrid, what we've seen is you don't know which Real Madrid side is going to turn up. They can be amazing like they were against Granada last night, and put in a very good performance, or you can get a Real Madrid that we've seen over the last few weeks and not really turn up when it matters the most. So I just feel with Suarez as well, with Atletico Madrid, I think, what a capture, what a signing he's been for Atletico.
What a loss for Barcelona.
Massive loss. Massive. When this signing went through, I think we were all thinking, that could be the difference for a title. He's that good of a player. and you're effectively giving 20, 25 goals off.
And with hindsight, now that we're using that, Real not giving Ronaldo his 10 million pay rise.
Yeah, I mean that's a little bit a little bit more different. I think the financial things there, but I think with Ronaldo as well, he wanted a new challenge. He'd achieved everything that he had at Real Madrid. So it was time for a new challenge for him. But I just think the Suarez thing was just major. I mean, one of the main things you don't is give your best striker away to your rivals, and that effectively, I feel, is why Barcelona are where they are this season as well.
All right, here's your top 7 in Spain. Top 7 because Villarreal and Real Betis and Real Sociedad are all fighting for a couple of spots there. Very, very interesting. And here are the weekend's fixtures. They are all played at the same time this weekend. Monday, midnight, they kick off.
Did you know why that is?
I don't. I look,
really weird as well.
It's the penultimate game of the season. It's so weird. But there you can see Bilbao will take on Real Madrid. But the tie is right at the bottom where Sevilla are away at Villarreal. That's going to set things up. Which one takes your fancy there, Des Corkill?
Well, the Villarreal story is the one that really does take my fancy because they're chasing that Europa League game. They finished their season with Sevilla, Real Madrid, and then a Europa League final against Manchester United. So Unai, there's after Arsenal, there's nowhere for you to go. Okay, I'll show you. let me just take a smallish club to a chance of
good Europa evening League. From Villarreal.
It's a tough ending. Just up at the top, I've been anti Atletico Madrid all season because they're so negative. But I'm a big fan of Oblak. I love him as a goalkeeper. Suarez, there's talk of Suarez maybe coming back to Liverpool, maybe, and we would welcome him with open arms. It's been hinted in a couple of little areas as increasing the firepower. We would welcome him back with open arms. He may be horrible, but he's our horrible.
Certainly add some bite to that Liverpool attack. All right, that is your Spanish football. On to Italy we go, where on Wednesday, Juventus beat Sassuolo 3-1. Veteran goalkeeper Gianluigi Buffon saving a penalty, turning back the clock. Also announcing that he will be leaving Juve. I'm not sure if he's retiring. How old is Buffon these days? He's 43.
Is he 43?
He's 43. Bob Holmes, he's surely a football great, isn't he?
Oh, yeah. I think that's older than Dino Zoff, isn't it? I seem to remember him playing till he was 40.
Was he?
40 plus. Yeah. Extraordinary. And can still do it. Really amazing story. And I admire him because he stuck by Juve when they were relegated. I remember for the scandal, the corruption scandal, when Juve were sent down into Serie B, and most of the players left, but he stuck by them, and they went up the first season despite having I think 9 points taken away from them. Started with -9 or something. So there's a guy that shows some loyalty. And although he did leave later on in his career, but went back there, and I think a good guy, good story that. But he's come too late. The title's over, and they're struggling to make it into the top 4. They're currently just outside the top 4, 1 point behind Napoli, who are 4th, and they've got Inter on Sunday, the champions. The only thing you can say about that is that Inter have won it, so they may take the foot off the gas, and that's probably what Juventus are banking on. But the story that caught my attention this week in Italy was off the field. Ronaldo missed training to go and pick up a £1.4 million Ferrari Monza. And accompanying him was none other than the club president, Agnelli. And the players were not impressed by this. And they point to Ronaldo's lack of tracking back, his gesticulations on the pitch, the isolation of him in the dressing room. And although he's delivered in terms of goals, the experiment can't be considered to have worked, can it? The big gamble on Ronaldo. Ronaldo's delivered his side of the bargain, but in terms of team spirit and achieving what it was supposed to, Champions League, it's not worked. And there's big doubts whether he will stay on and where he will go. That's the question now.
Now, if Ronaldo wanted a challenge moving to Juve, Europa League is a challenge. But
he said he won't play in the Europa League.
No. Well, this is it.
That says a lot about him, doesn't it?
Just like Luis Suarez, there are rumors circulating, Craig Marias, of him returning to Old Trafford. Yeah. Is he a player you would welcome with open arms?
Honestly, not really. I think when you look at the amount that would probably have to pay him, I don't think we can justify that. I don't think, just going on what Bob says, the kind of atmosphere he creates within the dressing room, I don't think it probably fits to what Ole is trying to build at United. You don't want a disruptive influence. I think Ole in the past has said, it's about getting the right kind of personnel in, and not only about your football ability, but what you bring to the dressing room. And if that's the case, then I just can't see how that would be a match made in heaven. So I think United are past that. It'll be great from a sentimental point of view to see someone that United kind of put him on that path to achieve what he did. It'll be a great story to see him come back, but I just really can't see the club paying that kind of money to do it. I think there are better targets out there and more important targets out there for United that they have to capture in the summer. So, as nice of a story as it is, Ross, I just can't see this happening.
Amazing figures Ronaldo has. Over 100 goals in England, Spain.
What is he, 38?
And Italy. 36, I think.
36.
Yeah.
Pushing 37.
Pushing 37. But his mum looks as young. Apparently his mum wants him back at Sporting Lisbon. So
yes, that's the other story, isn't it?
Watch this space.
Just won the title. Just won the title for the first time in 19 years.
Right. Some of the other big games in Italy that happened. Atalanta won 2-0 at home. They're looking good for second at the moment. Good. AC Milan made everybody raise a couple of eyebrows. 7-0 away win at Torino. Ante Rebic with a hat-trick. Where that came from, nobody knows. Inter Milan beat Roma 3-1. Roma are on the fade. They were sixth for a long time. They're now a distant seventh. If you look at the Serie A table, from I think they're about 6 points away from Lazio. And looking at this weekend's games, then it is the big one. Cristiano Ronaldo, Des Corkill, can shut all his teammates up, give a high five to Agnelli, point to his Ferrari when he nets a hat-trick against Inter Milan this weekend.
But it still might not be enough to get them Champions League football because they are...
No, but that doesn't matter for Ronaldo.
And he can. He owes nothing. He owes nobody anything in the world of football. All of his achievements. He is a phenomenal athlete and wonderful ambassador on the field for the game of football. However, he was bought to make sure that the Pirlo experiment didn't go wrong, and it's in danger of going wrong. Juventus, far from looking up the table, they've got to be wary of what's below them, because Lazio have got the Rome derby And if Lazio win that and their game in hand, they go above Juventus, and Juve might have the embarrassment, in inverted commas, of finishing the league table in 6th place if they're not careful. So defeat against Inter, and it doesn't look at all rosy for Juve. Champions League would be out of the window depending on results, and Europa League would just be there by the skin of their teeth.
Yeah, another look at the weekend's fixtures. The Rome derby. Jose will be at Stadio Olimpico, I'm sure, all masked up, watching his charges. And Mkhitaryan will be sweating like anything, I'm sure. Atalanta are away at Genoa. You've got Juve Inter, we talked about. The Rome derby. Fiorentina against Napoli in 4th. And Milan against Cagliari in 13th. That is your Serie A football. That is our very condensed look at the weekend's other leagues, sans Malaysia. But we're looking forward to the World Cup qualifiers and international football. For now, we say thanks for watching. I say thanks to Des Corkill, to Bob Holmes, and to Craig Marias. We will see you next week. Bye now.